Hello everybody, welcome to the first MSP Aviation safety card unboxing video. Um, Something that I just kind of spontaneously did, but I got some safety cards here for these aircraft. Um, and, they were just on eBay and found them for a decent price. And yeah, now I bought them and here they are. So I don't know, safety cards have always really interested me. It's just kind of like the graphic design and art aspect of it, I guess. And then you combine that with aviation. That's kind of up my alley. So I guess I've always really liked the safety cards. Like whenever I would go on planes, that would be like the first thing that I would always look at. So I decided to buy some for myself. The first one we'll be looking at is the Air Baltic's A220 safety card, which really is just a card. It's just this one piece here. It doesn't open up or anything, but we got both sides here. So we have the different door marked with A, B, or C. If the plane's landing, has an emergency landing on land, then you can use those exits there in the diagram, or if it lands in water, you can't use the overwing exits, or you can't use the overwing slides, but you can use the wings, and also with the front and rear exits there. We have no high heels, no baggage, and don't exit if there's fire or debris outside the window. Also, I guess it's worth mentioning. So here you can see Air Baltic Airbus A220, and then for your safety, or in Latvian, the safety card is drošības karte. So that's what this is in Latvian, but that does not mean for your safety, which is a little bit interesting. And then here is the how to open the doors. As you can see, there's like no words on here at all, which is something that you'll see different with the other safety cards that I bought from United. As I guess this is, since it's for like Air Baltic, they have a pretty extensive route network to a lot of places that, don't speak English or Latvian, so they just don't include any words on it, and I guess it's kind of interesting. So you can just see a bunch of green arrows here, person jumping out. And I guess also the same thing with the overwing exit here, which is pretty interesting. Definitely not a lot of detail on the dude, but that's okay, I guess. More to demonstrate the safety issues, and unfortunately my guy here is pretty sad about all the fire and debris out the window, so that's a little bit too bad for that guy. Also looks like it's the same guy right here who's opening up the opening exit after seeing that there was debris outside. On the other side here, we have really the only words on it are the flight mode thing on the phone there. So, of course, no e-cigarettes, no cigarettes, no, I guess that's cellular or Wi-Fi. You have to turn your phone into flight mode for takeoff, cruise, and landing. And for takeoff and landing, you have to keep your bags stowed. Seat backs in the full upright, and tray cables as well, full upright and locked position. All that good stuff, all shown with arrows. Here we have how to maneuver the seat belt, pretty important. Oxygen masks with this guy, who that's very just very interesting look there. Cabin's depressurized and my guy's just tired, and then looks a little bit happy there, putting on the oxygen mask, then goes back to just the stare. And you gotta ensure your own mask before assisting others. This teaches you how to assume the brace position, so get all your good brace positions, appropriate your appropriate brace positions, and they're all doing it well, so they should survive in the crash. And here we have this guy crawling to the exit under the smoke, which is good, so you don't breathe in the smoke. And this is how you put on the infant life vest and then the regular life vest. And yeah, they did a good job with not using any words at all except for flight mode. And then also it says on here, please do not remove from aircraft. Ludsam nesnes no lidmachinas. So also disclaimer, I did not steal these from any plane. I bought them online, so I gave money to people who steal these, but I didn't commit any crimes myself. So I'm a moral citizen, moral passenger on all these airlines. So don't come after me, FBI. Next one will be for the United Embraer 175 here. This isn't a 170, but that's a different story. So we have the United Express logo up here, safety card operated by Masaba Airlines as well, Embraer 175. Passengers must comply with exit seat and safety instructions, including all signs, placards, and instructions from crew members. Please do not remove this card from the airplane. I did not. I bought it online. Just this cover itself is more words than the entire Air Baltic card had. So I guess that's a point for Air Baltic, I suppose. But also this card is a lot cooler because you got a whole ton more images on this one, which will be fun to digest here. So we have for taxi takeoff and landing, you have to do all the keep the seat backs up and the tray tables locked and bags under the seats and all that. Keep your laptops off, and then seat belts, where we have this nice person right there. And also here's some more seat belt stuff. While seated, fasten your seatbelt when the seatbelt sign is lighted or when directed by a crew member. Protect yourself from turbulence-related injuries. Keep your seatbelt on at all times while seated. As you can see, this one's already going to have way more words on it, but I guess they assume that more people who are going to be flying on United Express, Mesa Airlines are going to know English. Masaba Airlines. I almost said Masaba. Of course, no smoking. That's very not allowed. And then you can't have these stuff in flight. You keep your airplane mode on. Here it's airplane mode. And then the Air Baltic one on the other side, it's flight mode. I guess that's something that I've noticed about, European airlines. They'll say flight mode instead of airplane mode, which is a bit interesting. Then oxygen. I like how it says oxygen quickly. Or we have the lady here putting on the oxygen mask, and this famous child here. I swear, it's always this lady and this child with the oxygen mask. I don't know how they distribute like these safety cards, but it's always the same pair there. You have to do the bracing positions, keep the seatbelt fastened. Here are your good brace positions. It's demonstrated by these wonderful people right here. Definitely a lot more detail on the people than on the Air Baltic one, but it communicates the same idea pretty much. Of course, emergency exits follow the lighted paths to the exits. And then here are the 4 exits on the UN-75. All labeled with the star, which is a bit interesting, but I guess it just goes up to here with the exits. And of course, before opening an exit, look through the window to assess outside conditions. If thick smoke, fire, or obstructions are absent, if the water level is above the sill of the exit, do not open. Direct passengers to other usable exits. So that's pretty important. And this is how you operate the doors on the UN-75, which is really nice to see. Door just opens like that automatically. Then the slide will come out. Oh, you have to pull the thing and the slide will go, and then you can go off. Also, I just wanted to, before we move on to the next page, let's just count how many no smoking things we have on here. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4 for e-cigs, 5, 6, 7 if you want to include that, and 8. Absolutely insane. But yeah, I guess they're really emphasizing that you should not smoke on the plane. But they only tell you once to not use RC cars or AM/FM radios. But yeah, here's the other side, which is about water evacuations. You can use the cushion on the seat to float. Of course, here's how you use the raft in the water landing. How to use the raft and bring it away from the aircraft. Then this has oar there, and then for the life vest. Of course, these images are also pretty famous, especially with the baby here. It seems like it's on every single safety card in the history of the universe. Out here's the woman putting on the life vest, and the light illuminates in water and all that good stuff. The kid who puts on the child life vest, I guess it's still the same life vest, but just a little bit bigger on the kid. And yeah, of course, inflate upon exiting. That's very important. Be sure you do not inflate before you exit the aircraft if you end up in a water landing situation. Here's the infant life vest. Copyright 2020. So that's pretty interesting. Aero safety graphics incorporated. Oh, that's pretty cool. And then final assembly of the airplane was completed in Brazil. This is, of course, the UN-75, operated by Mesa Airlines. So very cool safety card right here. This is, of course, one that you'll see on United's UN-75s. Are probably a little bit more common for you guys to fly on nowadays than on the Air Baltic A220. But I have flown on both of these aircrafts. But the one that I have not flown on yet, or ever probably, is the BAE 146 here. This is an old one from United Express. I don't know if it says a date on here. I guess it doesn't. I might say it on, oh, here. It's also by Aero Safety Graphic. That's why, well, you'll see in a bit here, but I don't see a date on this one. But as you can see, it is very old with the old United Express logo. But we'll get this guy out of, this one came in a nice plastic packaging, but I want to take it out of that because that means you can open it. But I'm struggling with doing this one-handed because I'm using the other hand for filming, but here we go. And once again, we'll see a lot of words in this one because we're Americans and we need our written instructions. And it's pretty much the same thing that's there, just in a few more words. Ooh, this is different though. When finished reviewing this card, please return it to the seat pocket for our next customer. So I don't know if it says just don't remove it from the aircraft, or if that's just all that it says. But we can check that out later. But we have safety in more languages here. So we have English, Spanish, I'm assuming that's French, and then I'm assuming that's German. Know a little bit more German than French, but both very beautiful languages, and I do know both Spanish and English. So that's safety, seguridad, well, seguridad, and then we'll move on. So we have BA 146 right there for British Aerospace Experts, something like that. I'm not sure exactly what it stands for, but that is the aircraft in itself. Now, of course, known as the Avro RJ85. But you'll see the safety card is very similar, just a little bit older, I guess. But a lot of the like here, it's the same baby. So that baby has not aged in like 30 years, which is a bit concerning. Maybe even more than 30 years, considering this this logo. Could be 40. So here we have the bracing positions, which are pretty much the same as on the other one. But you know, people being safe back then, and they're still being safe today. The no smoking sign is a little bit different. And also the oxygen mask, that one didn't appear on the UN-75 one. But all of these images here are the same as on the UN-75, which is a bit interesting. And then for the emergency exits, we have all these, which are pretty much the same on all of them. Another no smoking sign, so we'll have to count the no smoking signs. And, well, spoiler, there are only 2 of them on this page right here. There are only these 2. And then, of course, a lot more words on the do not exit if there is blank. I think this one has even more words on the UN-75, which is, I guess, not really surprising because this is older, but yeah, the Air Baltic, they did a good job of just trying to be as universal as possible, which is good, but also some of the stuff was a little bit hard to understand. But I feel like this would even be more difficult to understand maybe if you're not an English speaker, or if you're not literate in English, because then how are you supposed to read that? But here we have the diagram of the aircraft right here with the exits. We have the A, B, and BA right there for the different exit types. The only difference is that one of them swings this way and then one of them swings the other way. So that's really the only difference between the A's and B's. We also see the follow lights to exits, but a little bit less detail on that one. But yeah, just pull that thing to have the slide go out, and then you can jump out like that, and then make sure you're just jump out of the slide and not just sit down, because that wastes everyone's time. Here we see some more no smokings. There's 3 and 4 right there, but there's no one in the bathroom who's about to take a smoke, and then there's a bunch of no's around that. And then, of course, fasten your seatbelt, and then all the stuff, whatever, takeoff and landing, that is safe. Then do not use same thing. Well, we don't see an RC car here, which has been interesting. But we see the same lighter, AM/FM radio, and then cell phone, portable telephones, as it says. Old people, boomers, with their all those kids with their portable telephones. And now we see a date. All right, this was 1991. All right, well, I guess I probably jumped the gun a bit on that. But we'll probably shouldn't have gotten into that yet. We'll finish the safety card though. We have this is a very interesting smoke alarm right there, but that's what we see for that. Here we have the woman with the seat cushion, the same one as in the other one, but no life vests. I wonder if this plane just didn't have them, which would be very interesting, but it didn't show that on this side either. So you use your seat cushion, but no, there's no life vest. That's very interesting. I wonder if that was just like a later edition. But wow. In water, use rear exits only on crew command. That's pretty important, I guess. And of course, only use the exits for the side that it's not listing on. You can see there, and then also copyright, as I just blurted out, 1991. So this one is, yeah, about 30 years younger than that. So this whoever this baby is, they've aged very well. They have not changed their appearance at all in 30 years. So that's very interesting. And of course, we see all the legal stuff there. Aero safety graphics, I'll have to look them up. That's pretty cool. That'd be a company that I'd want to work for. If I can improve my graphic design skills, I'm taking a graphic design class next year. That might be a career option. I don't know. That I would love to do, makes these safety cards. So here are the 3 cards, all very nice. The Air Baltic one is probably the most international. The UN-75 is, of course, probably the most frequently used, at least by you guys, who are mostly American audience. And then the BAU-146, probably the most unique, I'd have to say. But a nice, these are my first 3 safety cards in the collection, so a good start right here. And we'll see if I can collect more going into the future. But a good starter with these 3. I'll have to get some more like wide bodies and stuff from other airlines here going into the future, but these are a good trio right here to start the collection. And I'll find some place to put these. I'm not sure where I'm going to put them yet, but safety cards, like I said, they've always intrigued me, so good to have a trio right here. And hopefully you guys enjoyed them as well. I know this video kind of dragged on a bit long, but that'll do it for today's safety card review. Hope you all have a great rest of your day, and I will see you tomorrow. As always, good night. Auf Wiedersehen.